What's happening, team players? My name is Vish, and welcome back to the channel. This is my match reaction to Arsenal versus Manchester City at Wembley in the Carabao Cup Final. It finished Arsenal 0, Manchester City 2. Before we go any further, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Really helps me get me out there. And yeah, man, let's get into it, shall we? So we got off to a great start. That's all I'm going to say. Apart from the early news, which was Eberici Eze and Urian Timber not being able to play, that did not put us in the best sort of situation because there are certainly two players we have relied on a few games this season. They've been two of our best players when they've been on, especially Timber, who's always working on the right side of the pitch. So that didn't start off well. However, we still put out a strong team. Nkapie came in. Ben White was there for in place of Timber, and we went with Kai Havertz just behind Gyökeres, with Saka on the right, Trossard on the left, and then Zubimendi and Declan Rice in the middle, with Kepa still staying in goal as he has been in the competition, so fair play. We got off to a great start of the game. Literally within the first 10 minutes, Trafford for City had to make 3 saves, which were, I'm not going to lie, they were 3 brilliant saves he made, all in quick succession, all in a row. And he did fantastic. Otherwise, it would have been nice to have been 1-0 up within the first 10 minutes. I think the game would have been completely different if that was the case, but we can't go with what ifs. We can only go with what happened. And Trafford just made 3 brilliant saves in a row for City. We kept piling the pressure onto City. We didn't make it easy for them. We were creating chances. We were playing, very high. We were, don't get me wrong, we defended when we had to, but we were more the attacking team in the first half. There wasn't any sort of clear and obvious goal scoring chances from either side, I think, in that first half. But we were applying pressure, and it was looking good going into the end of the first half. So I think we got off to a really good start. I think we got off to a better start in the first half than City did, and then it just went all just downhill in the second half. City came out, looking like it was just the start of the game. They looked so fresh. They looked on top of it. They looked like they wanted to win the game. And I have no idea what happened to us, because it looked like we didn't want to win the game. We weren't creating any chances. We were playing a bit too simple and obvious football with the passes. City kept intercepting the ball nearly every time. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the chat was in the during half time in the Arsenal locker room. I have no idea. No idea what happened. But yeah, City went 1-0 up with O'Reilly coming in with a header. Unfortunately, it was a mistake from Kepa. The ball just went sort of through his hands, and O'Reilly was there to take the opportunity and turned it into 1-0 within the first sort of 15-20 minutes of the game. I think it was even less than that. So it was 1-0 City, and then literally 3 minutes later, O'Reilly did it again with a header. He's a left back, but yeah, he found himself in the box, 2 headers, and it worked. He got his 2 goals. City were 2-0 up, and no matter what we did, we just couldn't sort of bring it back. Like I said, the football we played in the second half was just too easy. It was too simple. City, had it all figured out throughout the whole of the second half. Um, it just looked like the players gave up as well. It didn't look like there was any fight from them in the second half compared to the first. So I don't know what happened there. The substitutes, in my opinion, I think they came out. They happened too late in the game. In the last 10 minutes, I think if they were done sort of the 65th or 70th minute at the absolute latest, having Martinelli come on, Gabriel Jesus come on, it might have been a bit different. Calafiori, when he came on, he made an impact. He was actually trying to drive the ball forward. He was actually trying to make things happen. So fair play to him. He did well. Saka, I think, had a poor game. Trossard, we didn't really see much of. He was doing bits in the first half, but that was about it. Same with Gyökeres. He was doing bits in the first half, as he always does. He held the ball up well. He was going for it, but the second half we just hardly saw him at all. It was just. I think the whole having Eze and Timber out before the game even started, I think kind of threw Arteta off with what to do. But you kind of just have to deal with it and sort of carry on with it, shall we say? So yeah, it ended 2-0 to Manchester City. They are the Carabao Cup winners. So congratulations to them. Fair play. They were the better team. It's as simple as that. They were the better team. They got the 2 goals. They played like they wanted to win it, whereas we didn't. It is just pure and simple like that. Shout out here. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we are still in 3 other competitions. There's still hope of us trying to win something. I'm hoping the loss today will open their eyes, because that's a competition gone. That leaves 3 left. So, a lot of pundits were saying that Arsenal have been really, really good, that we could possibly win a trophy, 2, 3, even the quadruple. That's obviously out the window. But I hope it does open their eyes that, within 3 minutes, we could lose a competition just like that. So it's a reality check, and I hope it does hit home. Luckily, there's a 2-week break now, because it's international break now. So yeah, we do have Manchester City again at the Etihad Stadium on the 19th of April. So, I'm sure City are going to want to repeat the result again over there. So we'll see what happens. And I'm ready for all the comments. I'm ready for the people to say and hear on social media and all the rest of it that Arsenal bottle it again, and this is the start of them bottling it this season, and blah blah blah. So because I'm ready for all the haters to say it, which I'm sure they will, and they can't wait. They probably already even have started, shall I say? So yeah, we'll see what happens. But that was my match reaction to the Carabao Cup final. Arsenal losing 2-0 on the night to Manchester City. So we'll see what happens from here. Like I said, it is an international break, so no reviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. However, I'm sure there'll be some videos that we'll bring out in the meantime. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. It has been helping the channel get out there. And thank you guys so much for watching the videos and liking it and subscribing to the channel. As always, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good couple of weeks. We'll see you soon. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.